parts have arrived from the factory without issue. They'll be fitted to the car in time for the next session.
Told you wouldn't sandblast this smile off my face after Monaco. Welcome everyone to the Circuit Gilles Villeneuve and Montreal, Quebec, Canada. Score 15 drivers points for a few hundred resource points, that's not bad. Dry race, dry qualifying, we've got the 2 upgrades that we wanted. So let's go. Oh, it looks like our value has overtaken our contract value. There was our rivalry. So here's what we've had come in. 1 powertrain upgrade down at the bottom here for the ECU. Very nice indeed. And also when... so what are we now? We're ahead of Ferrari and Mercedes in the power department. And we're also ahead of... Well, we're not quite ahead of Ferrari and Mercedes, but we're getting there. We had some tertiary wing flaps come in, which is always very useful. Always very useful. I reckon another... second worst chassis. How is that possible? Not even God knows how that's possible. Look, see that first with Monaco? So, points. We're leading from Charles Leclerc, Daniel Ricciardo, Sergio Perez, Max Verstappen, Sebastian Vettel, Lewis Hamilton, Fernando Alonso, Lance Stroll and Sergei Sorokin are your top 10. And still, drawing a goose egg, Roman Grosjean, Carlos Sainz, Pierre Gasly and Nico Hülkenberg. So, we're going to go get practiced and then qualified for the race. So, we'll see you on the other side of this clip.
We're back once again beside the St. Lawrence River here in Montreal for the Canadian Grand Prix. The event first moved to a variant of this track back in 1978. It was won by none other than Gilles Villeneuve, the first Canadian to ever win his home race, and in whose honour the circuit would be renamed. If you want flat-out racing, you've come to the right place this weekend, as it's full throttle for 59% of this 2.7-mile circuit, peaking at around 210 miles per hour going into the final chicane. But that speed requires discipline, and there are more than a few close walls here just waiting to punish drivers with a heavy right foot. Joining me for the Grand Prix once again is Anthony Davidson. Let's talk about Paul. That was a great win in the last race. Can they keep that momentum going this weekend?
There are never any guarantees in this business, but certainly the performance last time out would have boosted their confidence coming into this one.
With that then, let's run through the grid order. Paul lines up on pole position, edging out Sergio Perez, who lines up P2. Looking down the rest of the grid, we have Ricciardo, Stroll, Lewis Hamilton and Bottas, Ocon, Van Dorn, Sirotkin and Nico Hülkenberg, Alonso, Leclerc, Marcus Ericsson and Vettel, Sainz, Grosjean, Pierre Gasly and Kevin Magnussen. Verstappen and Kimi Räikkönen rounds off the grid. And with lights out just moments away, it's time to go down to the track.
You should have some space going into the first corner, so try to keep it tidy.
Yep. Try to keep it tidy if possible. So pole position. It was quite easy, really. There is the updated strategy for today. 6 laps on the super softs. Sorry, hyper softs, and then the rest of the race on the ultra softs, which should be pretty good for our car, considering. But yeah, I think we got the pace to win this race. So let's get out there. Let's do these 18 laps. Let's bring home another V for the Toro Rosso team. Yeah, so here we go for the Canadian Grand Prix. And 5 red lights are out and lights out. Away we go. And it's a pretty decent start from, well, Sergio Perez is going to get the jump. Ricciardo's coming down the inside. Free wide into turn 1. We get bumped off the track almost by Ricciardo. What's he doing? Ricciardo wants to sit his ass back there. He's probably salty from Monaco knowing him. But Sergio Perez out in the lead. That's not what we wanted to see. Because that Force India has got some grunt behind it. If it's got Grunt behind it, it's got a few other things as well. We've got Ricciardo in third, Hamilton, then Lance Stroll, the hometown boy, in fifth. Bottas is right behind him in sixth place. But into turn 7 and 8 and down towards the hairpin turn 9. Big braking zone.
That start
coming
was
up
okay.
here.
Now stay alert for threats around you.
Oh, almost on the grass as we go back to Max Verstappen and Kevin Magnussen. This could be into the hairpin for P18. Oh, but Magnussen goes for a P17 on Sainz. We're looking at the wrong action there, Mr. Cameraman. Can you, bit of argy-bargy between Magnussen and Sainz down to the wall of champion chicane. But Sainz is going to get him, and I think Verstappen's going to get Magnussen, so he was looking like he was going to fight for 18th, but it's all the way back to 17th now as we go up the field a little bit. That is Sebastian Vettel with Nico Hulkenberg, Fernando Alonso and Marcus Ericsson. This is for all the positions P11 through P14. And Vettel's going to come out P11, top of the field there. So it's all getting a bit personal in the opening laps of Canada. As we look at that gap that Perez has got already. That is a gap, and that is a gap and a half. That is not what we needed to see there. I think we need to get everything back in check, so to speak.
Okay, we're monitoring somewhere on the ICE. Be aware that we will start to see a loss of power.
Down to the chicane for the Wall of Champions. As we go back to Carlos Sainz, are you going to have an attempt at passing right Vettel? No, it's going to be Ericsson passing Sainz into the chicane. Go get you some there, sir. Ericsson, thank you. And he almost loses out there as we... now, why are we looking at Sebastian here? Why are we looking at Sebastian Vettel? Oh, that's why... Oh, the Ferrari's luck is just not there. Is it? It's unbelievable. But it's just not there at the moment, so we come back to ourselves. We seem to have closed
Some information on Vettel. It looks like the problem is terminal.
We seem
They're
to have closed the
retiring the
gap a
car.
little bit to Sergio, but it was kind of a thing. I had to get past him into the first corner because otherwise that Mercedes was going to have absolute grunt down the back straight that we're coming to just over there now. But into turn number 10. Sorry, 9. We go back to Esteban Ocon. He's fighting with Valtteri Bottas for P6. Now let's see what happens here. I tell you what, the Mercedes has also been struggling. I think Ocon, this is candy from a baby. Move Ocon into P6. Thank you very much, and goodbye. As we go up the field here. This is who's that? That's Ricciardo. He's got Hamilton and Stroll behind him, so move Stroll up to P4. It may be P3, but no, it's only P4 as they come up to where Sebastian Vettel's car is. Stuck there. And yeah, that fight's getting a bit personal very quickly between those three drivers, Hamilton, Ricciardo and Stroll, as the relentless pursuit of Sergio Perez continues. Ooh, bit of a corner cut there. We want to avoid that, and we want to avoid the wall as well, because that's a concrete wall there. No F's were given by that concrete wall on anybody. And we come out of turn 9 now. It is Lance Stroll. He passed Hamilton into turn 1. Will he pass Ricciardo into turn 11 and 12? I think he's going to get him with the greatest of ease. Oh yeah, dig to the outside. Why not? Go get you some, Lance. Move Lance into P3. And Canada is on their feet, and they're going absolutely mental right now. As we go to, I don't know, who is that? That is Sainz and Raikkonen. This is for P17. And, oh, Sainz tried an outside move. Oh, he's got him. Oh, but here comes Kevin Magnussen again. So have Magnussen join this fight. Now, I saw Grosjean at the back there. What's Grosjean doing all the way back there? He must have had some kind of issue there as we go back to myself through this new DRS zone they brought in for this year. Into turn 7, now turn 8. And still the I don't think we're going to have a lot for Perez this weekend. I think we'll let Perez enjoy these 3.5 seconds already. So if he's way out of DRS, so we're going to have to do something really special with the pit stop to try and get some sort of undercut, as we go back to Ricciardo. He's going to have another go at Lance Stroll. DRS activated. Down the main straight. Will he have a go? He's going to have a look to the inside. Dangerous and late as well. But Moose Stroll back into P3. Here comes Hamilton and Ocon. There's got a train going now. But Ricciardo will stay ahead of Lewis Hamilton and retain P4 as we go back to this fight between Sainz, Raikkonen and Magnussen. Will we see Raikkonen get it right this time? He better get it right, because if not, Magnussen's ready to pounce. In fact, Magnussen's going to have a go at Raikkonen for P18. 3 wide almost into, if it is going to be 3 wide into turn 1, but Sainz will hold on for the moment, but I assume you're going to move Raikkonen to P17. Thank you very much. Goodbye. That's that job and done and dusted. Through turn 4 and into turn 5. Well, that'll be turn 8 and 9 I was going through there as we come to turn 10, the hairpin. Oh, bit of a lock up there, a bit deep as well. Now you see we're
Remember,
starting to
box this lap. Keep an eye on your distance to the speed limit line as you approach, and make sure you don't speed.
But that was to be expected with this, because we didn't know where we were going with this engine at all. As we come down towards turns 11 and 12. No, that is a... Yeah, it is 11 and 12 now. What am I doing? But this is our pit stop, so let's see if we can get some sort of undercut on Esteban Ocon off the hypersofts onto the ultrasofts. We go. Good stop, absolutely slick by the Toro Rosso boys as through goes Raikkonen and company. Who's that coming up behind us? It's somebody, I don't know who. Strange pit lane here at Montreal, in that the pit lane is actually shorter than the run to turn 1, so figure that one out. Anyway, we'll see what all that was behind us, because here comes my man Gasly. The gas man's coming, and he's actually being overtaken by Fernando Alonso, so that would have been for P14 P11 at the time. Because when we come back from our pit stop, we shifted back to P15. So yeah, bit of dust kicked up by Max Verstappen as we go to Lance Stroll, the Canadian, and he's in for his stop now. So let's see if we can beat Stroll out here. That'll be a big victory if we can beat Stroll. Well, we should beat Stroll out because we're going to have a mega undercut on him. Ocon's in the pits as well. I believe that was Bottas behind him. Oh, he's being held up. Oh, he's going to lose out. Actually, it was Hamilton. I do apologise. He was being held up massively there, and that's Ocon in front of Stroll. Oh dear. It doesn't go right for our Canadian friend. Anyway, we moved up to P8. We got Nico Hülkenberg in front of us. This Renault really struggling.
Behind is
You thought last season this
3.2
Renault
seconds.
was one of the more powerful cars. We were fighting this Renault for race victories and whatnot, and now it's languishing down the back of the field. Maybe we should have a career with Renault, try and make Renault great again. Myself and the Hulk. Pool and the Hulk. Oh dear me, that'll be a good one. He's left the door open into turn 10, and that's move us into P7. Thank you very much. Goodbye, Nico Hülkenberg. Hopefully our Honda should leave that as we see Sergio Perez making his stop now. So let's see what kind. We're 2 laps longer than Perez. So if that Force India's remained that gap at about 3 seconds, that Force India does well with its tyres. You can see what I mean. Look, pit lane is almost the same distance. It's actually shorter than the straight, so you lose out really. But yes, he maintains P1 as we move to P2. We've got Hamilton, the big winner, P3 from P5. It's all looking rather interesting now. I can see this. Well, he's actually increased the gap to 4.1 seconds. So that Force India has not only got some grunt with that engine, it's got some pace. It's got some good tyre wear capabilities as well. as we clunk the chicane at turn 8. Now down to turn number 10, the hairpin. It's such a deep braking zone is turn 10. In fact, these last 3 corners are turns 10, 11, 12 the chicane, and then turn 1. Such big braking zones, especially with the DRS as well. That is what Canada, the Circuit Gilles Villeneuve is all about. It's all about big long straights and heavy braking zones for slow corners. And you've got that wall of champions on the outside, you want to stay away from that at all costs. And you come over to start lap number 10. Thank you very much. I tell you what, P2, I'd take P2.
We're leading our teammate by 15.5 seconds.
By 15.5 seconds. So, what's that? That's about 1.5 seconds a lap faster around here. This setup is just absolutely... Oh, into the wall. Don't want to be doing that too many times. Thank you very much. That will not be the way to start. Keep your tyres in check. But nothing seems to be happening behind us, or in front of us actually. In fact, well, nothing can happen in front of us because Perez is the race leader. But Sergio wouldn't mind retiring from the race, as we've got non-ERS mode. That's to save a lot of energy here. That'll allow Hamilton to get closer to us. He's got Ricciardo for company. We might see something there in a second. Hopefully we'll see something. But looks like we're actually going to go back to Fernando Alonso. He's chasing down the Gasman again. And he's got Max Verstappen for company. Max Verstappen, who started way at the back of the field. This is for P14. Oh, that's going to be... oh, is that going to be Candy? Oh, he turned it early, got the cutback. Got a bit of momentum there as Verstappen. Go down the outside. Outside. There you go. You'll have the inside for turn 2. See? AI are listening to me. Let's move Max Verstappen now into P14. And in front of him, the Gasman, Pierre Gasly. His teammate for real next season in the Red Bull Honda. That's going to be an interesting pairing. I think it's also the youngest pairing on the grid as well. Because I think Verstappen's 22 and Gasly's not much younger than that, as we see Ricciardo and Hamilton now. This is for P3, the final spot. Oh, big lock up from Hamilton. Oh, and a bit of contact on the front wing. That's this is going to be Mercedes against Renault. Let's see what the Mercedes grunt has got against the Renault. Keep an eye on Lance Stroll in P5. He might come and take advantage here as Ricciardo goes for the move down the inside. But Hamilton's got the line, and that will be... oh, look at the momentum Stroll has got! Go get you some, Lance! Former teammate takes P4. He might take P3 here. If he gets P3, I'll be very surprised. That is incredible. He's still there. Still around the outside of Hamilton. If he stays there, he's got... in fact, you know what? He has got him. That is absolute incredible racing for the Canadian. Bloody hell, Lance Stroll can make passes, can't he? As we go to Fernando Alonso. This is with Max Verstappen again for P14. I've got a feeling Alonso might want his position back. He's going for the outside. He's got it done even before the chicane. So, oh, a big lock-up as well. That's going to give Carlos Sainz a bit of interest there. Or is that Nico Hülkenberg? No, I think that's Hülkenberg. Might be Hülkenberg. Look at that, it's allowed Gasly to get away. Let's have a look, see if we can see the car number. No, we can't. They're still side by side. Is Verstappen and whoever that is. Oh, it is Hülkenberg. I just got a glimpse of the 27 there, and still that's going to go right into here, and I expect Verstappen to just take that. Thank you. Goodbye. No, he's the... oh, it's still going on. So they carry on anymore. We went 3 wide down the back straight here. There's Hülkenberg. There we go. Thank you. That's sorted that out. So Hülkenberg's now taken P15. As we go into the hairpin, Verstappen I think is wanted to come back. Now this it's all going to depend who's got DRS here, but I'd keep an eye on that Ferrari behind it, because that Ferrari's got some oomph. There goes Verstappen, for he's got DRS, and there comes that Ferrari. If he toes off Verstappen, that move's done and dusted before the chicane. And he wants to... oh, Verstappen locks it up. Verstappen's done a fair few lockups into that chicane today. He wants to keep his tyres in check. We were watching that for a whole lap here as we come back to ourselves still in P2 as we come over the line, start lap number 14. See, this race is passed very quickly here at Gilles Villeneuve. Excuse me. I think I've just deafened everyone on YouTube. That'll be a first. Into turn number 6. Now through turn 7 into this. Well, we haven't got DRS, so why are we calling it a DRS zone? So what's the gap like at the moment to Perez? It's got to be about 6-7 seconds, something in that region. He's had everything for us. As they are 7.8. That is a lot of gap, and that doesn't surprise me either. So we're going to do some major power upgrades to this Toro Rosso to get it ready for Canada as we go back to Ricciardo and Hamilton. If Hamilton doesn't have DRS, it's going to be a sitting duck down into the chicane. Hopefully Ricciardo can get it right this time. It looks like Hamilton doesn't have DRS. And he's got him around the outside pretty clean as well. Thank you very much. Move Ricciardo into P4. So if he's going to get any chance of Stroll,
Gap to teammate behind is
right now.
17.0 seconds.
As we go over this little crest now, this is where the circle just falls away. Hit that curve, hit the momentum through turn 4, now into turn 5, 6. Oh, actually this is turn 7, I do apologise. I've been getting the corner numbers all wrong all day. That sounds about right for me. So that's this is going to be turn 9 and 10, and then the hairpin's going to be turn 11. And I've been calling it turn 10 all day.
Hard. It's causing your gearbox to take increased wear.
F-tard I am. It's so tight turn 11 and 1, but you need to carry the momentum down this long back straight. If you don't carry it, then that gearbox is looking pretty warm. We haven't lost any gears yet, so obviously it's doing pretty well for itself as we go into the chicane, turn 12, turn 13, over the curves. Thank you very much, goodbye. We've been pretty consistent with Perez, but 8.4 the gap now. There's no stopping as we go back to Kevin Magnussen. He's with Carlos Sainz for P18. And I've got a feeling that Renault is going to breeze past the Haas. And he has got the job done. Oh, he hasn't got the job done quite yet. But he has now. And moves Sainz into P18. Did you ever think the back two teams...
There's 3 laps of fuel remaining.
Renault? They're going to be struggling for... points this season, I think, at Renault. As we see my man Van Dorn, he's going to have a go at Bottas here for P10. But he loses a bit of momentum there. Now he's going to get passed by Ericsson, I assume, for P11. It's going to be around the outside job, but Van Dorn's going to have DRS off Bottas here. Don't be surprised if we see Bottas get passed by Van Dorn, but it's going to be Ericsson passing Van Dorn to move Ericsson into P11. But I don't think that's done and dusted yet, as we see him go to the inside. But yep, that's all done and dusted, folks. Done, dusted. Thank you very much. Goodbye. Now who we here? We got Gasly here. He's with the other McLaren of Fernando Alonso for P13. And sorry, Pierre, but until we get some upgrades to that engine, this is candy from a baby. You may as well just sit there, take the momentum, and try something into turn 1. But even then, I don't think we haven't got DRS, so you're not even close as we go back to Carlos Sainz and Kevin Magnussen for P18. This isn't done and dusted. This has still got a ways to go. And in fact, Magnussen just breezed past him. So you don't see that that Ferrari's still got some oomph. As we come, we're on the penultimate lap, P7, lap 17 already. Wow, this has really passed very quickly. Perez has already started the final lap. We're coming to start the final lap. Excuse me.
This is your final lap of the race.
Hiccups now. We got the hiccups, we got everything. So out of turn 2, up the little crest of turn 3 and 4. Over the curves of 3 and 4. I got a feeling it's not done between K-Mag and Sainz. In fact, there you go, told you. It's not done between the pair of them. Where should we move Sainz up? Will Sainz finish P18? I think he will, yeah, that's an out round the outside, inside the turn 2 job. Sitting there all day with the skies overcast a bit. We haven't had any forecast for rain. But might happen as Sainz completes the move, so P18 for Sainz, and we're into the hairpin now. Coming out the hairpin for the final time. But up ahead, Sergio Perez, absolutely dominant. He's going to take victory for Force India. Flag is out. Fans at the team are applauding him. And it was very deserved for Perez as we come up to the chicane. And you know what? I should be miffed that we didn't win at Canada because we're pretty strong with this package. But P2 round Canada, you know we'll take that.
Top job, my friend, top job. I was a bit worried about this one at the start of the weekend, but you've pulled through. Thank you.
Good job.
And an incredible win for Force India. A brilliant performance. And I have to wonder, Anthony Davidson, just what set them apart from the competition here.
The difference was clearly in the strategy. You could tell they'd done a lot of work on the pit wall to really optimise each stint and get the most out of the tyres. And it highlights just how much of a team sport this really is. But credit to the driver as well, though. There's no good having a well-oiled machine behind the scenes without a talented hand on the wheel, of course.
I can see them on their way out to the podium now. Force India have really come a long, long way in this sport. And what a special race this was to see them earn that top spot. And after this round of the World Championship, here's how things look in the drivers' table. Poole increases their championship lead. Moving on to the driver of the day then. Anthony Davidson, who would you go for?
Difficult call, Crofty, but I'd like to say Sergio Perez. He's just so gifted at getting the most out of his tyres, and he showed that here today.
And now let's take a look at the constructors' standings. Toro Rosso increased their gap over the competition with that result. Meanwhile, good work from Force India this weekend, who pushed themselves further up the order. That's it for today's Grand Prix, and from Ant and I, it's goodbye, and see you again next time.
So, victory for Sergio Perez in the Canadian Grand Prix. We finish second. Lance Stroll taking third for Williams in his home race. Congratulations to him. And then Ricardo, Hamilton, Ocon, Leclerc with a 7th place finish. That's going to give me the championship extension. Sorokin, Bottas and Marcus Ericsson round out the top 10. Only one retirement. Thanks for turning up, Sebastian. Thanks for turning up indeed. But then look at the back of that field. Both Haas's and both Renaults. That, I said before, considering where Renault were last season, they took a mega hit in the R&D, and now they're back in the field, while everyone else has just been upgrading to hell. There you are, look. Did you ever think you'd see that? Anyway, we got to go see Claire. We need to see what she wants us for, because she wants us for something, guaranteed.
Good day today. Tell us
Good
about
day
it from your
today.
perspective. It's safe to say you're smashing everyone's
Yeah.
expectations, isn't it?
And they should expect more, but this is a team sport after all. So let's praise the team. Big up the team. Big up!
Do you have any comments about the collisions?
Yeah, I have 2. Fuck and you.
Well, thanks anyway.
Yeah, you get shut down. Honestly, that hoe coming up about collisions. Ask me about my bloody 2nd place, woman. Or maybe she won't ask me about that 2nd place. Let's go to hey, dipshit. Fucking dipshit. It's a good points haul. Whether we've got enough to use them for R&D for Austria or not, we don't know.
Great work.
We
this
may have
weekend.
missed the boat.
It was fantastic to see you up on that podium. We've received invitations to new historic events. You'll be able
Dear
to
me.
choose whether or not to participate before the end of this weekend.
Yeah, okay, cool, Cole. Thanks. Yeah, I haven't done the invite event for years, Emma. So shut up. No, let's have a look. Oh, only 589. Yeah, we've missed the boat. Urgh! So it looks like we're going to have to go minors for Austria. Which means we're not going to have a lot of power to play with. We may get run over at Austria. We'll have to rely on the aero and the chassis to really pull us through at Austria here. Mind you, at least we get an ultimate major chassis upgrade. So it'll take us up the field a bit. All it does is position the fuel tank in a different place. There's the updated championship. We got a 650... 56? That sounds about right. 56 points advantage over them. Over Leclerc. Ooh, still scored a goose egg. Roman, Carlos, Pierre and Hulkenberg. Don't worry, the French Grand Prix is coming up soon. Next. So I've got a feeling Pierre is going to do well. But that's it for this weekend. Hope you've enjoyed the Canadian Grand Prix. I know I certainly did. So until we meet at the French Grand Prix in the next video, thank you all for watching. I hope you all enjoyed it. And we will see you all in the next video.